All right, good morning, folks. This is Tim Ealer. Today's the 24th of November, 2025. And happy Monday. This is Thanksgiving week. Some of y'all probably off this week or traveling to see loved ones um, for the holidays, right? So we all want to know how the weather could impact our travel plans. So what I'm running through here right now is a 500 millibar mid-level flow pattern, right? And you can see parade of storms, a 500 millibar height values. Warmer colors indicate more um, heights at 500 millibars higher than normal, and the purples and um, guess you would say whites indicate um, mid-level heights that are a lot lower than normal. So as we go through time here, let's just start it off this morning. Exiting system in the northeast, system in the south here, right? Looks to be a blocking high developing into Canada there. The system moving through dampens out. We have another deep um, trough building along the northern Great Lakes, which will likely bring lake effect snow, and you can see the flow here. Um, gonna bring a cold front swing through the next couple days around Turkey Day, with a large high pressure building all the way up into Canada, really, and further north towards the Arctic Circle, right? So as we move this on, the 27th, Thanksgiving Day, really wants to get this trough deep in off the east coast here. We'll look at the surface features associated with that today in the forecast as well. You see, flow becomes more zonal for most of the U.S., at least with the exception of Northeast, although this high pressure stays in control here. Let's see the low out here, the Aleutian low, and associated high to its east here. And then you have another low, these two lows in the western U.S., pretty much all the way down here. And this one, let's see what happens with it. Swings right to the south, dips to the south, and you see the high pressure building again along the east coast here. And because of the position of this system down here, you're going to have cold air coming down this way, right? It's the 2nd of December. This is kind of bringing cold air right down into here, if you will. All right. So move through time here. This system swings to the east. High pressure hangs on in the southeast. Mid-level feature retrogrades to the west. High pressure building here in here over the Caribbean, not the Caribbean, the Gulf of Mexico. And then we have a big push of cold air along the east coast towards the end of the period, roughly around the 7th. Model's been advertising this for a while, right? And the indications are, at least this model, Euro AI, this northerly flow will be in place here. We're getting cold air. down to the northeast. So, what are the current conditions right now? We'll go over that next. Yeah, so here's the radar, national radar, showing the ongoing heavy rainfall to Texas, Arkansas, Missouri this morning. Um, Numerous flood warnings going on, flash flooding going on right here in that area right now into Texas. Mid-level feature up in this area, maybe generating a few, looks like showers and right. And this flow around the system up here, bringing some either snow or rain showers off the lakes, and you have some returns up here in the northwest, right? So now let's look at the temperatures so we get a better idea. Um, well, I was gonna look at the temperatures, but I'll be back in 1 second. Yeah, so it looks like mostly rainfall for most of the nation right now, and the temperatures up here in the northern tier, the only ones below freezing really. Um, only up in the northern Maine is where it's below freezing. Maybe in the UP of Michigan and parts of Michigan in the 20s. But overall, you see where the cold front is right now, right? Right here. Cool air to the north here. So yeah. So what does the flooding outlook for today look like? In the next couple days, actually. Let's take a look here. Take the temperatures off. All right. So slight risk of excessive rainfall here into parts of Arkansas, Pine Bluff, Shreveport, Tyler, Dallas, McKinney, Memphis, Tennessee, just the western part of Mississippi, with a marginal risk moving further out here, encompassing San Angelo, Austin, Houston, Clarksville, Abilene. Yeah, so um, now when I pull up the hazards, let's take a look here. We have ongoing, take the outlooks off, ongoing flood watch and flood warnings here. And near San Angelo, that flood warning, flood advisory, flood watch going on right now. Not good, guys. So take this off. Okay. Bring back the outlook here. All right. So yeah, so if we look at let's look at the severe weather outlook for today. In the same area, right? We have slight risk of severe weather. Shreveport, Monroe, Houston, Austin, Tyler, Killeen, with a marginal risk surrounding it. McKinney, Pine Bluff, Meridian, Victoria, right? Uh, it's all predicated on this warm front moving through to the north and bringing back the composite and putting on the radar. We'll have to see if the warm front does move further to the north today or not, and that'll really depend. That'll help drive whether we get a really bad severe weather threat today. Now, for the different parts of that, Still have a 5% risk of tornadoes in the brown area, 2% risk of tornadoes outside of that in the green. Wind is a big threat today in the 50% risk area here. Shreveport, Greenville, El Dorado, Natchitoches, Lufkin, and 2% risk all the way to Austin, Galveston, Meridian, Columbus, Alabama, Pine Bluff, Arkansas, Texarkana, Waco, Tyler. All right, so be mindful of that. Okay, so this is somewhat new to me. Looking at this graphic, this wasn't here yesterday. It's looking like we have a hatch risk for hail today. So what that means is 10% significant hail risk today, which means in these areas, Tyler, Palestine, Waco, New Cleaning, Gatesville, you could have hail over 2 inches diameter today within 25 miles of a point. These other areas outside the hatch, 15%. Well, 15% chance of hail, 1 inch or more in diameter within 25 miles of a point in the yellow area, and 2% risk here in the brown. Severe risk for tomorrow. We have a large categorical risk here into New Orleans, parts of Louisiana, Mississippi, Alabama, all the way into middle Georgia, up into parts of Kentucky, Tennessee. So pretty large area here. And what are we looking for threat tomorrow? 2% tornado risk. Interesting in this whole area here. That's have to look at this more today. Not often we get a tornado risk here in middle Georgia, so it's on the southeast edge, and usually we don't get much here, so we'll have to keep an eye on that. Wind risk, 5% wind risk. Okay. Back to tornado real quick. 2% tornado risk. And the hail risk is further to the west, like it usually is. And if we go to day 3, you got a probabilistic on the map here. Really don't have anything for day 3. So going back to excessive rainfall for day 2. The threat moves further east into parts of Georgia, Atlanta, Macon. There's a marginal risk here. Knoxville, Tennessee, Columbus, Mississippi, Meridian, Birmingham, Huntsville, Alabama, Chattanooga. All right. So not as big of a threat as further to the west, right? And for day 3, along the west coast here, a little marginal risk here. And for day 4 and 5, no risk, at least right now. So what are the current hazards? We'll go over that next, as well as the surface map, the featured surface map, and what we could be seeing as far as temperatures, a little bit longer range temperature and precip outlook, and that'll be about it, I think. So what are the current hazards? got a lot going on right now. We flood watch into parts of Texas. Um, yeah, most of Texas here in the four corners region. Guess you would call it that. One, two, three. Yeah, there's four corners there. Dense fog advisory here in the southeast and Ohio Valley up into the Midwest and into the Central Plains. High wind watch here to the north in South Dakota. And north of where that cold front is, we have the wind and storm watch, winter weather advisories, and some dense fog advisories out west as well this morning. So, as far as current temperatures go, as of 4 a.m., generally 30s and 40s for most of the nation with the air temperatures. 60s and 70s here in Texas, 50s and 60s holding on along the Gulf Coast here. Excuse me. More coffee, guys. In the Mountain West, the Rockies are going to be colder than most places right now this time of year just because of elevation. Some cold air hanging on here in the Great Lakes area in the Northeast. All right. So, what does it change? Temperature from yesterday. Cooler yesterday. We had a cold front pass through in the southeast. Warmer than yesterday here into the deep south and into the Central Plains up into the I guess you would call this the northern upper Midwest, but cooler, like we said, around the Great Lakes. My cat keeps banging on the door wanting to get in. So I'm gonna have to stop this video in a second to let her in here. The northern high plains cooler than it was yesterday. Just overall, they're quite much warmer than normal here. More warmer than it was yesterday here in the middle part of the country, and cooler in the east, southeast, Great Lakes, like I said, northeast warmer than it was yesterday. As far as wind chills go, not too bad. Although in the Rockies, of course, the higher terrain, higher winds going to bring more wind chills. We have some near zero temps up here in the mountains, but probably not a lot of people live up there. And up into Canada, of course, which you would expect some colder temps, right? So, snowfall in the last 24 hours. We had some snow out here into Colorado and the Southwest, the Four Corners region. You would call this again. I guess this is Four Corners, right? If I can ever remember these states, right? Every state. I just don't know why I can't remember some of them. And into the Northeast, we had some lake effect snow in the last 24 hours in the extreme northwest part of the United States as well. So this is the surface map starting at 10 a.m. today, modeled by the European model. Ongoing precip here, and we talked about this, where the heaviest rainfall is going to be. This low kind of skirts to the east here, stretches out, and really kind of just falls apart here. Then you have another low developing up here to the north, with snow developing on the western flank of it. All right. Cold front moves through. System moves up to the north. Northwest flow aloft here. And this is on the 27th. So maybe some snow up here on Thanksgiving Day. And into the northwest here, we have a system coming on shore. This is where it gets interesting, guys. We got This low dropping to the south here. You see the 540 line here. Another system potentially scooting off to the northeast, right? You see the deep southerly flow here, right? And there's a boundary. Looks like maybe a low trying to form here. Interesting setup, right? Overrunning moisture. If we switch to the vorticity, we can see that. Let's take a look. Yeah, really wants to bring the system through quickly. A southern stream um, development here. So we'll have to see how that plays out. Potentially a pretty nice rainfall event for the southeast would be great. We could need the rain, right? Cold air dropping to the south here. Another southern stream system maybe getting going here. But you see it doesn't really cool off that much in the south. And the cold air does push down here, right? For a while, but then it warms up again. So not too out of the ordinary for this time of year with temps to be fluctuating with passage of cold fronts, etc. So yeah. So snowfall. People want to know about that. We'll go over that next. So here's a snowfall map for the through Thursday with the Thanksgiving Day 00Z. All right. If we zoom this in some, no snowfall. We zoom this in into Montana, Idaho, Washington State, Colorado Rockies, into northern Minnesota, Wisconsin, North Dakota, South Dakota. Some snow here, New York, Vermont, and Maine, and parts of Indiana and Michigan. And if we go through time, we can see the progression of this, right? Northern stream system moving through, maybe some lake enhanced snow through Thursday, right? Now, rainfall. This is a total precip, right? Rainfall and snow combined. Expected generally 1 to 2 inches through Tuesday through Thursday, right? In the southeast, not quite as much in northern Georgia. And you see where the most amounts are here. Generally into northern Georgia, northern Alabama, most of Mississippi, parts of Louisiana, Arkansas, Texas, Oklahoma, and where the snow is up here in Minnesota, Wisconsin area, and along the west coast. As far as risk of heavy precip, this is day 8 through 14. Hazardous weather, slight risk of heavy precip on the 1st through the 3rd of December. With the system moving through there. No other hazards expected. Days 8 through 14, right? And okay, snow probabilities. Slight risk of heavy snow up here in the northern United States and the northeast and along the Rocky Mountains, higher terrain here. Wind, risk of high wind, December 1st to the 7th. I'm not showing anything right now. Temp probabilities, risk of hazardous temps. We've been talking about this. the 1st to the 5th. Okay. Now, these are the temps expected the 29th through the 3rd, and the anomalies above or below normal. You can see a lot of confidence up here into the northern United States of temperatures being below normal, but you see a sharp boundary here above normal temps. Of course, Alaska as well. So generally to the west of the Mississippi River, either below normal or close to normal temps, and east of the Mississippi up into the mid-Atlantic, warmer than normal, right? Precip chances, um, mostly above normal precip chances, above normal chance of above normal precip. So you have a greater confidence you have above normal precip in the green areas, darker green, of course, and brown is less confidence, right? 8 to 14 day temperature outlook. So as far as temps over the next 7 days, let's take a look. These are the minimum temps expected. See cooling off here to the north, 30s and 40s overnight through the 27th. Let's go a little bit further. Colder temps push to the east. You can see colder temps pulling up here to the north. This is Sunday through Monday. Quite cold here. Overnight lows in the 20s, 30s, single digits up here. Negative below zero up here up north, and likely the wind chills will be worse than that, of course. So we'll look at wind chill. Let's just look at it real quick. Bone chilling cold up here, guys. So yeah, wind chill temperatures. In the single digits or below zero. Very cold up until next Monday, the 1st. And then warming up a little bit, but you see these temperatures up here, wind chill temperatures further along here. Negative 20. That's cold Arctic air up here, guys. Poised to move to the south here. And I said only 7 days, but you can see where the coldest temps are. And then to the east, have another push later in the period. But really in the south, not going to cool off that much, except maybe push this week. Other than that, the coldest temps be relegated to the northern tier of the U.S. That's all I got for today, guys. Hope you have a great day, and God bless.